Chapter 4. Pollination. Read on. Flower is the most beautiful, brightly colored part of the plant. It can be sweet-smelling. It is also the reproduction organ in most plants. It helps in formation of seeds and fruits. Flowers vary in color, shape, and size. Parts of a flower. Most flowers have the following parts. Pedicel. The stalk of the flower is called pedicel. Thalamus. It is the uppermost end of the pedicel that is swollen and holds the four whorls of the flower. The four whorls are sepals. They are green leaf-like structures that protect the flower during the bud stage. They form the outermost whorl of the flower. Petals. They are the brightly colored whorl next to the sepals. They attract insects and protect the inner reproductive organ of the flower. Stamens or endoecium. It is the third whorl of the flower and is the male reproduction part. It consists of a filament and a bilobed anther containing pollen grains. Pistil or gynoecium. It is the fourth whorl of the flower and is in the center of the flower. It is the female reproductive part of the flower. It has the stigma, a tubular style, and a swollen basal part called ovary that has ovules. Bisexual and unisexual flowers. Bisexual flowers have both male and female reproductive parts. Examples: China rose and gulmohar. Unisexual or monosexual flowers have only one, either male or female reproductive part. Example: cucumber and papaya. Pollination. Pollination is the process in which pollen grains get transferred from the anthers to the stigma of a flower. Pollination is of two kinds. Self-pollination. It is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or different flowers of the same plant. Cross-pollination. It is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of the same species. Pollination can be done with help of insects, wind, or water. Need for pollination. Pollination is mutually beneficial to plants and to pollinators. Pollination results in production of seeds and is necessary for many plants to reproduce. Quick recall. Flower is the most beautiful part of the plant. A flower has four whorls: sepals, petals, endoecium, and gynoecium. The endoecium is the male part of the flower and consists of the filament and anther lobes with pollen grains. The gynoecium is the female part of the flower and consists of the stigma, style, and ovary. Flowers can be unisexual or bisexual. Pollination is of two kinds: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Pollination results in formation of seeds that help in reproduction. New words. Sepals, green leaf-like structures of a flower. Endoecium, the male part of the flower having a filament and bilobed anther with pollen grains. Gynoecium, the female part of the flower having stigma, style, and ovary with ovules. Pollination, the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower.